Hello, welcome to High Rochester Roman Fort, Bremenium as the Romans called it. Today is day 13 of our archaeological dig and we've made some progress. Today it's been a bit awkward today with rain on and off, but on the whole it's going well. We've been very lucky to have Lindsay Allason Jones here today, who is director at Newcastle Museums for many years and is very expertise in Roman small finds. So we had a look, and she's had a look at our altar as well, and said really helped us to identify some of the finds. Yeah, this is the little altar that we found. You might remember that from yesterday. It's a lovely little thing. She thinks we should do a kind of brass rubbing on it, see if we can make out any of the lettering. Also, she said that you would not find these necessarily in a household shrine. They're more likely from a little temple somewhere. There's been many altars found inside the fort over the years, mainly from the Victorian excavations. So they must have come out of a temple somewhere. There would have been a temple like us to the standards within the fort itself, but there must have been peripheral temples outside of the fort as well. So they still lay out there waiting to be discovered. So this is trench 4, and John and others have been excavating down across our building. And what have you been finding in here then, John?
So we've extended it and we've seen that the wall continues along.
Right, so that's meant to be the corner of the building, right? And it's extending to the north. And between you, I can see that it's just under the turf. That's incredibly shallow.
It's quite shallow. We think this might be a door.
It might be a doorway.
Might be a doorway.
There's two uprights.
Because there's fallen stones under there. We've been pulling out pots, a piece of horse tooth, stuff like that.
Oh, fantastic. So all kinds coming up in there. Yeah, that's very interesting. Well, we just hope it's Roman because it's so close to the surface. Surely the plough has clipped this in the past, but there's not much evidence for that. We'll have to see. I mean, the pottery looks good and the build looks good for being Roman. And then we've got drain outside, external to the building. We think that's a drain. We need to put a slot in that as well to see. And then that extension, I don't know what to call it. Let's call it a garden wall. It won't be. It'll be something like a plot division wall running along there. So yeah, intriguing. Right, so back in trench 3, and it's still going down. It's difficult to understand exactly what's going on. Got this white layer, which we thought was clay, undulating across there. But Richard thinks it's more likely to be turfs, like stacked turf, like in the ramparts. Organic material like turf does seem to bleach out, go that kind of colour. We have silt that Alan's in there next to it, and silt here. It could be that the rampart, we found the point of the rampart where it turns. So we're just clipping the fringes of it here. And then there's deeper layers of fill adjacent to it, with a great deal of burning. Like down here, see there's a big patch there, blackened. I think we'll have to give that some numbers and half section it. And then this is what we thought to be the rampart proper, though it doesn't look like there's much sign of an ashlar wall face like last year, further along nearer the telegraph pole there. So we're just assuming, unless it's a bit deeper and we have greater overburden in this area, we're probably more likely that it's all been robbed out, and that pile of rubble at the top is just the remains of the robbing process. Okay, so trench 2 remains something of an enigma. Lara's been excavating. What have you been finding, Lara, here?
Well, I've been digging down on the cobbled floor and we've come across it, and you know, there are bits of pottery and things like that, but now we're coming up to a much sort of higher bit, coming up towards this wall, but it doesn't look as if it's part of that. It's very confusing. However, it could, in theory, be in line with that wall through there.
Oh, yes.
So either the frontage of the same building, which would make it very large, or perhaps a second building on the same line, and making a long frontage to it. But we've still got some more to come back on this and see if we've got more stones here.
Yeah, great.
Craig's
Thanks for that.
continuing to dig through things here.
Craig's been helping today as well. Craig's a local history teacher.
Well, not local, Leeds.
Ah, Leeds. Okay, yeah, but you have a cottage up here. Is that right?
Yes, we have a cottage up here.
Like, look at you.
This is my so my grandma used to live upon the fort itself.
Wow.
I know.
That's wonderful. Well, you can probably tell us some of the local myths and legends then.
Oh, hardly.
Well, thanks. Hope you're having a good time anyhow.
Yes, definitely.
Now, this is the upper wall from a much later build, we think, with this rough stone in the top. That's above the soil that the other walls are below, so it's much later. We've recorded it, so now we're starting to remove it, and we'll chip into that and see if there's any kind of surface continuing this way. All right, so here we have Barry and Rupert in Trench 2 at the corner of Building 1, and what have you been finding here?
Well, this is fantastic. This is almost certainly another bread oven that's, when it went out of use, has been completely backfilled with stone, soil and what have you. So we're just clearing out the backfill to define the inner edge, which is incredibly well preserved.
Right.
If you sort of zoom in, this is all solid stonework now.
Oh, yeah.
So this hasn't been seen, what, 1800 years, presumably?
Yeah. And then where's it backfilled? Just along here?
So this whole area is backfilled, but with a sort of grey clay.
Yeah.
So it's there's some burning. You can see the burning of the red.
Lots of evidence of burning, as you can see with the red sandstone here. Aye.
That's right. And sorry, blocking. It's been blocked, hasn't it? At this end, is that the thinking?
So this was the entrance to the oven just here. So integral to the house. So Rupert's inside the building.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it went out of use, for whatever reason, they've used some massive great blocks to seal this entrance. And we've just literally removed those. The rest of the fill is soil, clay, muck and what have you. Unfortunately, absolutely no finds, no pottery, anything to give us an indication of when it went out of use.
Right.
It does look like these big stones that we used to fill it in came from the wall, but they were on the wrong angle.
You can actually see some of the stones we've just removed, which are a two-person job to get out. They're extremely heavy.
Yeah.
But a lovely thing to excavate. Really nice thing to excavate.
Fantastic. And we'll see how deep you can get.
Aye.
The other one was, what, it was about shoulder height, wasn't it?
Aye, it went down a fair way, so I think we've still got a fair...
Just over there, the one we excavated last year.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, we've got good photographs of that from when it was properly done.
Yeah. So we've still got a fair way to go, I would say.
Mind you assume this is for a bread oven kiln. What is it? Was a kiln for heating the building as a bathhouse or something like that?
Well, traditionally they're bread ovens. Who am I to argue? I just dig these things out and we'll let the experts pontificate. Aye.
Yeah, the interpretation, is something we need to look at. Yeah, there's a lot.
We produce the evidence and they come up with all the theories. But it's good fun. That's brilliant to find something like this after, what, 1800 years?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Uncovering history. What could be better, eh?
Thanks.
On a lovely sunny day in Northumberland. Magic!
Right, well, we're at the end of the day and Alan's just found this in the trench, and it's a lovely base of a Samian pot and there's a pot stamp on it. You might be able to see better than I can what it reads there. Is it Mater something? Not sure, but we'll be able to look that up and actually find out what it means.